All right, good morning, everyone. Lee again with the Unemployment Dojo, and today we're going to go it a little harder than yesterday. I hope everyone's relaxed and fresh, and okay, hangover from the Super Bowl and from the weekend. Today's Tuesday, so we get down to cracking to what the agenda was. The agenda today was finding out what you want to do with your life. Um, a lot of people have that problem. I in particular had that problem because it's not more about doing. It's first of all figuring out what you want to do. Once you figure out what you want to do, the doing is a very small part of it. So there's a couple of questions that you need to ask yourself before you figure out if that's the thing you really want to do. Number one, of course, like we talked pretty much the whole of last week, is about your core beliefs. There has to be something that's resonating with what your core beliefs are. What are you passionate about? And passion is a major determining factor. You hear people say, follow your passion, or do your passion, live your passion. What is passion? Passion is just that one thing that you are absolutely in alignment with, that you could do without even getting paid. You'll do it because it brings joy to your heart. It's a true resonation of who you are. That's passion. To add to that, there's usually in everyone's point, it comes to a point in life where you're doing something, but then you're dreaming about doing something else. You could be working at a bank or at the hospital, and your mind is constantly dreaming about, oh, what does it feel like, making writing poetry, or what does it feel like cooking, or I wish I was a chef. That's what I dream about most of the time. And some people say that what you dream about at that particular time is what your true identity lies. That's where your true identity lies. It's not this little thing that you're doing right now. It's what you dream about most of the time. If you dream about, oh, I wish, I need to take some, and it's constantly bugging you. Like, I really need to take some classes on this. This is where I don't even know what I'm doing here. I gotta pay bills, but this is not even a reflection of who I am. I'm just doing it just to do it. A recent survey showed about 40, about 30. They said about 38% of people are very satisfied with what they're doing currently, but the remainder is really not satisfied at all. They'd rather be doing something else. So they're there physically, but mentally they're not there. So your job or your responsibility is to bridge the gap between what you do and what you dream about. If you could bridge that gap such that those two are together in alignment, you got a winner. Absolutely. So the next thing is, not okay. So we've talked about the passion, but another thing that I've come to realize is, what are you inquisitive about? I think the thing that you're very inquisitive about is the thing that you should absolutely teach. Because I remember, like, if teaching forces you to know the material. When you start teaching, it forces you to understand the material, because someone might pop up from somewhere and ask you a question, put you on blast. If you don't understand your material, you get caught. You can't dilly dance around that. Either you know or you don't. And if you don't know, guess what? You will take the time to go and know. So being inquisitive about something, if there's something you really wonder, why does that happen? Why do people do this? Why is this? That is a good form to actually. That's a good base to figure out, to direct you to what you ought to be doing. Some of the most successful businesses were actually founded on the merits of being inquisitive. Someone was wondering, why are things being done this way? Why can't we do them this way? And a whole business plan was launched out of that simple question of why. So if you're inquisitive enough, that's another factor that you need to consider when you're coming to figure out what you want to do with your life. And then the other thing is what you're passionate about. Is it too broad? Is it too narrow? Ask yourself that question. Go to Google. Go do a Google search. See what the competition is like. See what the market is like. Is there a forum for what you want to get into? What does the top gun or the top guru do in your business or in your niche, in your field? What does he do? Does he have to put in how did he get there? That's the question you need to be asking yourself. follow his steps, and then, innovate them with your DNA so that you could, slash your competition. And then the other thing is sometimes your market might be too broad, such that you can, even if you did what, you won't even hurt an inch. You won't even damage. You won't even penetrate that market. So maybe you need to go a little, to the micro level, and to the micro level, and to the micro level, until you have a voice. Once you have a voice, raising up to the top is because it's the same market. It's still connected, but you don't have a voice because the competition is mad stiff up there. So what you can do is actually just drop a notch lower, and then a notch lower, and then just kill your micro niche. And as you kill your micro niche, you can raise up to the actual niche level. So that's another strategy you can use. You don't have to abandon your dream simply because there's too much competition. You could drill down to your niche, but go down to a micro niche, and then your micro niche, if even the micro niche is too competitive. And trust me, there you can have a voice. Some people are intimidated by numbers. They see major competition, like getting into internet marketing. Internet marketing is mad flooded. Everyone is doing internet marketing. But you could boil down to the next micro niche. Say, branding, or communication or videos. There's always something you can do where you could be the expert and completely kill your market. Can you run your mouth? That's another thing to factor. Can you run your mouth about a certain subject? Can you run your mouth like 365 days? If you could run your mouth 365 days, that's a no-brainer. You know enough to actually start a business around that. You could just go, just like what I'm doing, go create a blog, do videos, and just talk daily about every day. Trust me, you will go somewhere. So it's not only are you knowledgeable, are you inquisitive to learn about the market that you want to get into. And number three, when you learn something, can you run your mouth? Can you run your mouth about what you've learned? Is there a forum? Is there a forum for this passion? Are there communities? If there's no community, even better. You could create your own community. Maybe there's trust me, there's always someone somewhere. You think you have an idea. There's someone who's probably zeroing in on that same idea. If you've thought about it, that means someone else is thinking about it. If you've acted on it, someone else has acted on it. If it's a predicament to you, someone else has actually gone through that predicament and is wondering the same thing you're wondering. So it's more about acting, man. How fast can you get into this? With bullet speed. Don't worry about making mistakes. Everyone makes mistakes, and to be honest, you're not gonna get to the level of perfection without making mistakes. And then, can you be a leader in this market? I didn't post the notes today because I'm putting together all this material. It's going to be on the Haiku PDF report that comes out on Friday. Make sure you go to the blog and make sure you subscribe on the email. So I can have your email so you can get a piece of this cake. And then finally, is your consciousness at peace, with what you're about to do, the market you want to get into. I've seen some people do things for money. Yeah, you could kill it. Maybe you could be successful. What's your longevity like? How long are you going to be in this? I've seen people get into some certain industries that even their heart doesn't agree with, and they make some money, not too much, not as much as they thought they were going to make, but they make some money, and then a couple, 3, 4 years, like, nah, I'm exhausted. I can't do this no more. This is not me. It's not a reflection of who I am. And that's simply because your consciousness, your conscious was not in alignment. Your consciousness was not in alignment with what you were doing. Maybe there was a complete clash, So definitely, man, look into something that you're passionate about, something that you love, something that's in alignment with your passion, something you can run. You can run your mouth, something that you're inquisitive about, and you should be alright. Don't worry about it. Everything will be nice. Take it easy. I'll see you tomorrow. Make sure you get it. Same here, same time, plus minus, but same place, definitely. Take it easy. 1.